Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Tech Tejendra. And so far we have learned a lot of things about the Red Hat OpenShift administration. In this tutorial, in this video, we will discuss about the Red Hat Exam 280 and we will do a practice test here. Okay, so far whatever we have learned related to the OpenShift administration, we will try to solve a problem including all these topics like how we can create the users, how we can create the groups and can add users inside these group, how we can create the project and can do the role binding into that projects. Then how we can set the quota for the projects. Then we will create the two pods. One is the one pod for the application and one for the database. And then we will do the troubleshooting if any issues is coming in our applications. Okay. So let me go ahead about our problem state. Okay, so let me start here. Line by line, we will lead the problem and then we will try to solve these problems in our OpenShift cluster. Okay, so first thing is login into the OpenShift web console as the admin user. Okay, so let me go into our cluster here and I have already logged in as the admin user in my cluster. Okay, to check it, we will give command OC who am I. Okay, so I am the admin user. And one thing here that there are multiple ways to solve the problem. Okay, either you can use in exam itself. Okay, and in your day-to-day working in OpenShift environment, either you can create resource administration, anything in the OpenShift, either via the commands or either via the web consoles. Okay, so here in this tutorial, I am going to use web console more. Okay, because to give you the feel that everything can be done in the web consoles also. Okay, so in whatever area you are more comfortable, either in the web console or either in the command. In exam you can opt any. Okay, in this practice I will try to use the web console as much as I can. Okay, so let me go ahead. So for the web console, how will go there in the web console in as the exam itself, right? So for it, you need to give command OC who am I and then hyphen hyphen to console. Okay. So it has written a URL and this is the URL of our console. Okay. So let go open the browser and go into this URL. So here it is our browser open and then log in as the local user here and provide our username and the password. So we have to log in as the admin user. Okay, so I have provided the password and I am logged in as the admin user now into the OpenShift cluster. Okay, so first line done. Let's move ahead. Add htpasswd entries to the local user secrets for the user named DBA and tester using RedHat as the password. Okay, so here what we have to do, we have to create two users. Okay, into the OpenShift cluster. One username would be DBA, another username would be tester, and both users' password would be the RedHat. Okay, so we need the htpasswd, that is the Apache tool, right? If you are not aware, htpasswd, it is the Apache tool. Okay, and it's been used to create the user and the password kind of things. Okay, so let me do that. What we have to do first, let me show you. Okay, in the console itself, we have to go into the project area. Okay, and then we have to find out the OpenShift config project. Okay, so let me find out it, because this is the OpenShift configuration part, right? So that's why we have to find out the OpenShift config projects here, right? This is the config, right? I have told you about the context of OpenShift, right? So this is the one. And then from here, let me move into the secrets. So secret we will find in the workloads. Here is the secrets. Okay, these are the all secrets. Then as question is saying, we have to find the local user secrets. Okay, and in this local user secret we have to mention the entry about the DBA and the testers. Okay, so we have to find the local users. Here it is the local users. Let me go inside this secrets. Okay, so here is the catch. Okay, the local user you will find in the OpenShift config project area. Okay, this might not be listed into your exam. Okay, so this is the catch here. You have to go into the OpenShift config project, and then here you will find the local user secrets, and then we have to edit this, right? We will go into the action, and then we'll do the edit secrets. Okay, here you can see that some users are already being added here, right? Developer, user, and other user. Okay, so we have to make our entry here. Okay, and have to add our new user DBA and the tester. Okay, so how we can do it? We have to use this htpasswd command. Okay, so remember that htpasswd, this command is not part of the OpenShift. This command is the part of the Apache project. Okay, so for it, we have to move back again into our command here, and then we will give that command ht password and then -n -b and the name of the user, which is DBA, and the password of the user is the Red Hat. Okay, so it has generated an entry, right, with the DBA and the password, encrypted password. Okay, so let me copy it and then go back to our console and let paste it here. Okay, so first entry we have made. Next. Okay, so same way we will go back again into the console and repeat it for the tester user as well. Okay, and let again copy this one as well. Copy and paste. And then save. Okay, so this step is done. Let's move next. Create new app team group, and that contains the developer and the DBA user. Okay, so now we have to create a group with the name app team. Okay, so let's go back again into our console. Okay, and then from here, let's come to the user management, and in user management, let's go to the groups. Okay, currently no group is here, so click on create group, and now here it has opened a YAML. Okay, so we have to create, you have to modify this sample YAML. Okay, so you can see kind is group, and name of the group would be the app team. Correct. So let modify it here, app team, and then we have to add two users here. One user would be the DBA and another user would be the developer. So this is done. Let me create. So our group is created. Okay, with the name active. Now next, create a new create a new console review project. Okay, so let me copy it here. Console review project with a view role binding for tester user and edit role binding for the app team group. Okay, so here we must create the project and then we will create the role binding, right? View role and the edit role binding. Okay, one role binding for the user and one role binding for the group. So here again, let me create go into the project area first. Projects, and then let's create the new project. Project name would be console review, and let me create it. Okay, so we are in the console review project now. Okay, after it, let go back into the user management and then go to the role bindings. Here, number of role bindings you can see, right? Let me create a new binding. Here we will create the namespace role binding and then go back to the question again. This is the role, and then first create the view binding for the tester user. Okay, so let name it tester. Let name this binding as tester, and then we have to select the project. Okay, our project should be, because this role binding would be done for a project. Okay, so our project would be console review, and let's select the role here. Role would be for tester, it would be view role. Okay, we have to select the view role. Okay, so we have select the view role, and for whom? To the user. Okay, and user is tester user. Let me create it. So first role binding we have created. Now let click on role binding again, and then click the new binding. Okay, create binding again. Again we will create the namespace role binding. This time okay, now we have to provide edit role to the app team group. Okay, so let name it as app team. Okay, and then again project would be console review for this binding, and role name would be edit, and this time it is for group, and group name would be app team that we created. Okay, so our both binding has been created. Go next. Now we set a resource quota that limit the project to 2 pods. Okay, so now we have to create a quota also for the project. So go back to here, and then into the administration, we have to create the resource quota. Okay, so click here. Currently no quota is specified, so let me create a quota. Okay, so again it has created a it's open a YAML. Okay, it is a sample YAML. We have to modify it. So kind is resource quota, and let me name it as quota. Okay, and namespace is the console review is our project name, and as it is question is saying, that to the 2 pods. Okay, so what we will do, instead of 4, let me change it to, and that is all we need to set for the Quota. So let me remove all these other lines. Okay, so we have removed all other lines, and then we create the Quota. Okay, fine. So our Quota is also created. Now let's move as the DBA user. Okay, now we have to log in as the DBA user and deploy the MySQL database instance into this project, and then set database as the app name. Okay, so application name would be database, and then we have to set famous as the database username, database password, and the database name. Okay, and this is the image we will use, okay, to get the database. Okay, so I have copied this command as well here, okay, to save our time. So let me copy this command, and then what let we do, okay, this time for this, let me do it via the command itself. Okay, so for it, let me come back here, and here we have to log in first as the DBA user. So we have created the DBA user, right, in the local user secret. So let this time we try to OC login -u DBA, and its password is RedHat. Okay, so our login is success, and then let me create this application. Okay, application name is database, and it is getting image from the image repository which was specified into the question, and then we are setting this environment variable, and the user would be famous, password value would be famous, and the database name would be famous. Okay, so let me create it. Okay, so fine, our application is being deployed here. Okay, let me see it. OC get all command. Okay, so our database is up and running here. Okay, and everything is created, right, the service and other things has been created. Fine, so this part is done. Now let me move ahead on the sixth part. As a developer now user, okay, now we have to use the developer user, create a deployment, service, and route. Okay, so three things we have to create: deployment, service, and route in the console review project. We have to use this image, okay, for this application deployment, and we have to deploy, scale it for the 2 replicas. Okay, and name of all resource should be the famous queries. Okay, so all resource name is deployment, resource, service reports, every resource name should be the famous queries. Okay, and when currently configured, okay, so it will automatically connect with this database which we have created before, database pod, and these should be the environment variable, okay, while will create this application pod. Okay, so let me go ahead, and this activity let me do via web console. Okay, so let me go into the web console, and from admin let me log out, and then we will log in back with the developer user. So I am logging with the developer user now. Skip tour. Okay, so as a developer user, okay, that user is already added into the project. Okay, so this is the project. Let me select the project. Okay, and then let me create the application. Okay, so for it we have to select the administration part here, and then we will go to the workloads, and here we will create a deployment. Okay, here you can see in this console review project, one deployment which we done via the command database is already running. Okay, so let me create our new deployment here. Okay, it's again open a YAML file for us. Okay, and kind is deployment. Okay, metadata is this. So let me name it like it's said. Okay, every resource name should be the famous quotes. Okay, so let I copy it and let me replace example with the application name. Metadata, sorry, namespace would be console review, and then we are coming to the specification. Okay, again, app would be label, app label would be the famous quote. Replicas, okay, so as in question it said, okay, two replicas should be there. So I have selected two replicas here, and then again it would be famous quotes, and container name would be famous quote. Okay, here we will use our own image here. So let me replace this as well. And let me copy this image URL from here. Let me give it in the single quotation mark. Okay, and let choose container port is 8000. Okay, and let me create. So far we are done. We have created one deployment here. Okay, and it is saying that uh, scaling. Okay, 1 to 2, and some issues is coming. Okay, so we have to notify, means we have to correct this issue. Okay, and we can see that there was the issue, and it is again trying to create the pod again, but still it is getting. Okay, so main issue was because that application is also looking for some environment variables which we did not set. Okay, so we have to set these environment variables as well. Okay, so let me go back again here into the YAML. Okay, and then because once a YAML is created, okay, then it will be a lot of things might be there. Okay, so if you come into such incident, okay, then a better thing would be to go back again into that section. Okay, like this, select this and delete this deployment. Okay, so here delete deployment. Okay, and we will create deployment again. Okay, so deployment has been deleted. Let me create the deployment again. Okay, so kind is deployment. Application name would be, again let me copy it. I must wait. Let me quickly do all these things again very quickly. Replicas would be 2, and Let me quickly copy the image URL. Fine. And let we run our application in 8000 port. Now here we have to specify the environment as well. Okay. So for it, we have to give the env and then the name and value. Okay. So here it would be name, yeah, and name, and let me quickly do all these activity. Let me copy all this, and then we will modify it here. Okay. Fine. Okay. So name would be create host name, and then value be database. Again, name would be Quota user, and value would be famous. Okay, so we are all set here. Now let me create it. It should run fine now. Okay, so let me wait. It is trying to scale. So scaling is done, but here you notice that it is scaling to 1. Okay, not to 2. Okay, so now we have to find out. This is our problem, and we have to troubleshoot it now. Okay, so let me go into the next section now. Troubleshoot and fix the deployment issue. Okay, so how we can troubleshoot this thing, right? No error is coming as of now, right? Everything looking fine, but here instead of 2, it has scaled to 1, right? So desired is the 2. Desired number of ports should be 2, but it is running on the 1. Why? Okay, how to troubleshoot it? Let me go back and log out from the developer user, and let's again log in as the admin user again. Okay, and then we will see the events. Okay, we are logged in as the, then let's go to the admin events. Here the first event it is saying just now, and here is the error. Okay, it is showing error creating pods, and it found that error while it tried to create another pod, right? One pod of application has been created, but another pod it is not able to create. Why? Forbidden as exceeding the quota, right? So we created the quota here in the question, right? And the quota limits was the 2 pods. Okay, and we know 1 pod for MySQL database in this project we have already created. Now the 1 pod quota was remaining. for that, once we try to create two pods for our application, so it created one pod only. Okay, and another pod it is not creating because the restriction in the Quota. Okay, so what we have to do now? Okay, we have to go back again into the Quota administration, and then resource Quota section. Here this Quota is already created. Let me go there, and here you can see, right, in the Quota you can see max 2 pods, and we are using 2. That's why it is not allowing to create another one pod. Okay, so we have to modify it. How to modify it? We have to go action and then edit Quota. Again we came back to the YAML. Okay, and then in the specification section, let me change it from 2 to 4. Okay, and let's see. Okay, while saving it, it might take a little bit. Okay, maybe 4 minutes or up to 5 minutes. Okay, so to reflect inside the project area, and once it's get reflected, only then our project and the scheduler will be able to create the new pod automatically. Okay, here we can see that now the Quota is the 4, and currently we are using the 2. Okay, so we have to wait for some time, and then hopefully the new pod will be created very soon. Okay, till that time let me move ahead. Okay, to the our problem, and now it is saving. Navigate to the famous Quota website in the browser and observe the working application. Okay, so our application should be working in the browser. Okay, by following the route. Okay, so far we have created in the line number 6, we have created the deployment only. We did not create the service, and we did not create the route. Okay, so quickly go there and create this service and route also. Okay, so I am again log out from the admin user, and then log in back as the developer user. Okay, so select the project, and then let come to the networking portion, and let me create the service. Okay, so you can see database service is already up and running. Let me create our new service here. Okay, and the name again would be the famous quotes. Okay, so let me quickly do it. Namespace is console review. Collector would be like we give labels and everything as famous quotes, right? So from the label, a selector means it will take the label, okay, of the application. So it is again the famous quote. Okay, so let me change this here. We gave the port 8000, right, while we ran the application. So same way we give the target port and the port as 8000, and let we create the service. Okay, so our service is created. Let me create the route also. And here let's select route in the networking section itself. Currently no route is here. So create the route, and let give the name of route as the famous grid. Okay, and then let's select the service is the famous grid which we recently just created, and let target port would be 8000 and 8000. Okay, if these all value will come automatically, and let's go quickly and create. Also, let's check our application whether it is working. So route has been created. Now let me check our application. Let's copy this route. Okay, and open the new tab, and let me see whether we are able to see our application with the quotes. Okay. Right. So our application up and running fine. Application is connected with the database port, and it is getting all this value from the MySQL database. Okay, then let's go and quickly check whether 2 pod of our applications are running or not. Okay. So in the workload section, let's go inside the pod. And yes, okay, one pod for database is up and running, and two pod for our famous Quate application is running. So everything we have done, we have troubleshoot this application as well. Previously, application was running on the one pod only because of the Quota restrictions. Then we changed that Quota, and all things are working good. Okay, so we have solved all these classing problems by using all these concepts of the Red Hat OpenShift administration. Hope you have liked it. Thank you.